So welcome to your cool down. This is going to be putting space and length back into your muscles after you've worked them, so that we end up with a lovely, open, spacious, happy body that is going to feel an awful lot more comfortable. So we're going to start with a hamstring stretch. And you're just going to lie down on your back, nice and comfortably, and you're going to bring the thigh up to about 90 degrees, and you're just going to extend the leg up. Now you might find that your knee has to be bent to that point because it's tightening up here. Okay, so we want to be feeling a nice stretch here, but it must feel really, really nice and comfortable. So if we think of a 100% stretch as feeling like cheeseware, like something's about to pop, really not nice, we want to be looking at about a 70% stretch. So just a little bit. And if you find that you're a little bit tight, you can bend and straighten your knee a couple of times. And we're going to take 3 nice breaths here. So breathing in and letting go. Breathing in and letting go. And one more breath. And if you can still keep your tummy muscles working just a little, that will be really good because it stabilizes the pelvis. And then we bend that knee down, place the foot on the floor, hook the other knee in towards our chest, and then stretch the leg up. Okay, so it doesn't really matter if your toes pointed or your foot's flexed, whatever makes this most comfortable. And again, we can bend and straighten it a couple of times, and that just allows our body to feel safe so that it can give us a little bit more length. And then we breathe 3 times. So with every breath out, I want you just to relax a little bit more. So you're going to breathe in and feel your body opening up and expanding. And as you breathe out, just let go. Still a little bit of toning here though. Breathing in and let it all go. One more. And relax. Now we're going to pull this knee in towards our chest, and we're going to extend this leg away. Okay, a little bit like the one leg stretch, but the knee's going to be held up. Now if you find that's too much here, place the foot down, okay? But slightly deeper stretch takes this knee towards our chest, and we just hold at the back of the thigh. You can also have a scarf or a belt and hold your leg there if you can't get near your hip any closer, and that's fine. Just work with what's comfortable for you. Don't hold on to the knee because that's a little bit too much compression. And we just want to think about this area here just sinking and letting go. So 3 breaths again. Tummy muscles are working just a little. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, we relax the shoulders. Breathing in, breathing out, letting go of the tension around the eyes. One more. The leg just feels nice and heavy. And we slide this one up, pop this one down, hook this leg in, holding at the back of the thigh. And again, you can be holding it by a band, and let the other leg come down. And you're just going to breathe in and breathe out. You can roll your ankles if you want. Just softening the cheeks away from the nose as you breathe out. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, just soften the upper jaw and the lower jaw. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, just let the lips just gently part and soften. And then we put this foot down, and I'm going to scoot down towards the end of the mat just a little bit. And I've got the edge of my sofa here. And we're going to do a figure 4 stretch. So we take one ankle up onto the other thigh, okay? And so you want to make sure the ankle bone is directly on the thigh just above the knee, not this part here, because you don't want to be overstressing your ankle. So make sure the bony bit's on the thigh. Press that knee away, and you might find that that's deep enough for you, because we want to be feeling a little bit of a stretch around here. Sometimes we can feel a little bit on the inner thighs if we're quite tight there. If you want to go deeper, you can hook your hands in behind the back of the other knee. If that's too much, this is why I like the sofa to be there, or a wall. I can just pop my foot up against the sofa, and then I'm kind of between here and here. Again, just pressing that knee away. But if you're happy to come up into the slightly deeper version. And I'm just going to breathe in and breathe out, and again, make sure that it actually feels like a nice stretch and not like it was a little bit too much. So breathing in, feeling the back expand on the mat, and as you breathe out, soften heavily onto the mat. One more breath in and out. And let it go. gently pop this leg down and swap over. So I make sure that this ankle bone is right on top of the thigh. Okay, and then if I'm happy there, I press the knee out. If I want to go a bit deeper, I can put the foot onto the arm of the sofa. If I want to go a bit deeper, I can just hold the back of the knee. And we breathe 3 times again. Now, if you find you're particularly tight on one side more than the other, do that side first, then the other side, and then the first side again. You can also hold for 5 to 6 breaths. That will be really nice. And if you've been tight for a while, then make sure that you're going to get a good minute and a half out of your stretch. 1 more breath in and out. But it has to be comfortable, and your body has to feel safe doing it. Okay, so we are going to come up and do a seated side stretch and a twist, I think, as well, and then we'll come up and do a little bit more with the legs. So you're going to drop one hand down, and I want you to imagine that this hip here is firmly stuck to the floor. I'm going to take the arm up, so we're going to reach up through the side ribs and up through the armpit, reaching the elbow to the sky, and then side bend over. So we get length through the spine and the ribs before we come into the side bend. And we're just breathing, and I'm directing my breath out through here. And this feels really good. And again, if you find you're tight on one side more than the other, do that side twice. You can do 5 breaths, 6 breaths. And then we come back. This hip stays down firmly. This hand is resting, supporting me. I reach up through the arms, the elbows reaching up the sky, the armpits reaching up. So I am, as always, always ready to dig. And I'm also reaching up through the ribs. Okay, so hip down, taking the arm down, reaching the arm up, stretching up through the ribs and the elbow, leaning heavily on this side, stretching away from the hip. Breathing into the ribs and the armpit. Quite deep. That's great, because that's my tight side. And then we're just going to twist. And you might also find that as you're moving and stretching, that you feel some parts of your body need a nice little stretch as you move them. And that's quite nice, just feeling into that, but also always looking for comfortable, beautiful, nice, easy movement. Now we're just going to go from side to side with this one. And 1 more on each side. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to pop onto all fours and do a little bit of the cat-cow. There is a separate video for that, which you might already have seen. Pop a little pad under your knees if you need to, and have your knees hip width apart, knees underneath the hip, and hands underneath the shoulders. So my muscles are engaged, shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. And then we just form our lovely U, hips up nice and high, belly dropped, looking forward, you're looking up. And then press the floor away as you lift up through the breastbone, the ribs, the back, tucking the tail under, looking towards your knees. Dropping the belly, lifting the hips high. Make sure the right hip's as high as the left hip. The pelvis is equally aligned as you look up. And sometimes you can feel you're a wee bit squidgy on one side, so just make sure that you've got that nice full movement. And then just flowing from one to the other. And then back into neutral. And we're going to come back into child. Okay, so with child, sometimes if you're a little bit tight in your quads, it's not so easy to get your bottom back towards your heels. So you can pop a little pillow. If you're really tight through here and you're getting a little bit of cramp, you can pop the pillow underneath your shins, whichever works best for you. And then you just basically have your bottom and you come back. You might also find that actually you want to have this here so that you can actually just rest over it. So don't worry too much about, wanting to use a pillow. It's quite nice to do it. But basically I'm keeping my bottom stuck to my heels and I'm taking my arms out in front. If I want, I can open the knees slightly wider so I can get my belly down a little bit further. If my arms don't like that, I can make one potato, two potato. I don't know if you did that whenever you were a child, or one fist on top of the other. And you can just let your forehead rest on your hands or your fists, whatever works for you. And you want to breathe into your ribs and breathe into your lower back. I like also thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs down, because that stretches the side muscles of the body as well. And then we're just going to come all the way back up again. Okay, thread the needle. This is beautiful. I'm going to come and face you like this. So the hands are going to be slightly in front of the shoulders. This arm is going to reach under, as far as it's comfy, and then hand to armpit. No higher than that. So your elbows high. We're not going to straighten that arm. We're just going to think of it as a really nice twist for the upper part of the body. And this is called thread the needle. Reaching away, we can use the tummy muscles to help support that movement. That's it, one more. Okay, and then we're going to come up into this position. So we're going to be stretching out the hip flexor and a little bit of the quads. You can pop a little pillow underneath this knee if you want to. And I quite like just rocking forwards and coming back. And it's quite nice to have a wall beside you so that you can have a little bit of support to help you balance. And let me just open up onto the hip. Okay. And then we're going to tuck the pelvis under. So if I stick my bottom out, I've got a little bit of a crease here. And then if I tuck my pelvis under, and then I get a really, really nice stretch through this muscle here. And I'm just using the tummy muscles to help keep me nice and straight. And I feel a lifting up through the belly. And I'm going to breathe in and out through here. Keeping that pelvis nicely tucked. And one more. And then we swap over. And again, pillow underneath the kneeling knee. Get a nice range between the knee and the foot in front. And then I just can come forwards and come back. Again, you can hold on to something. That's really nice. Just opening that up. And then stick the bottom out, tuck the pelvis under. Stick the bottom out, tuck the pelvis under. Lifting up through the belly. Tummy muscles are working, shoulders are relaxed, and you breathe in here. Well done. So that is our cool down. That stretches and opens up all the muscles in and around our hips and our legs, our bottom and our back, also opening up through our chest. So add that on to the end of all the other little videos that we've got, and you will have a nice little plan to get your body cooled down after you've been working so hard.